I'm the scat man. I'm the scat man.
Good news and bad news. It's Friday. That's the good news.
Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday. Also good news. I found the problem with the picks. It was my mustache.
There it is.
There it is. So
Yeah, you
I
look
shaved
so much younger now.
I know. I just realized I have another hit later that I got to film, and so now I got to match everything else to this.
Yes,
So we'll see. We'll get that lotion out on the skin. Put the lotion in the basket. Good morning. Welcome to NHL Puck Props presented by Sports Interaction with 14-year NHL vet Carlo Colaiacovo. It wasn't a good night, but it was 50% on everything. It sucked. We got the bunting, didn't get the
couple of stacks hit. LA stack hit again.
Yeah, wishing I didn't put everything on the Kuzmenko line. That's absolutely, let's refer to that as the AK line there, Hall. Appreciate it. Yeah. It was quick. Yeah, that was a quick shave. But there were some big hits. All the stacks, like if you played all the stacks, it was the first time that I've tiptoed around a bunch of losers, and that's kind of on par for where we are right now. But they were profitable. I think they were up 9 units on every stack on the board. So there was some scoring. Fogle, absolutely sold. That line has been selling. Dallas and Carolina are in trouble. That's a good question. Dallas, I think, is in trouble. Like, they got to shake out of that funk. That's not how you want to follow up that collapse to Vancouver with an absolute donut.
Mm.
Is this where a veteran steps in and says, okay, like, at what point do you have like a players meeting before the playoffs to go over things, or is that drastic?
No, I mean, you still got the rest of the season to finish, right? But I think, once the for Dallas, I mean, they're clearly in collapse mode right now. So they've got to, like, I would think tonight or sometime today in between the next game has to be one of those meetings, because you just got shut out against the team that you were chasing for the President's Trophy, but you've also had a couple of collapses late in the period, and something's off with this group. So something needs to be addressed with the whole group about this.
Awesome. I love, like, not one of those guys. I don't mind losing, but I love to see when I have losing nights that other people have winning nights. So happy to see everybody there hitting some big ones out there. And that's it. Like, you don't have to play what we tell you. These are the plays that we play.
Yeah.
Right? As Andy always says, just sniff your own way, find your own things, get a little information. Some people listen. Some people take things differently. They say, oh, there's that. I'm going to go do that. Love it. Pass to Geeky Lindholm, first period point stack.
Buddy, Geeky's got 31 goals.
That's nuts. Geek Squad, bud.
It's crazy.
Where'd
this guy come from?
Carolina?
No, he came from Seattle.
I don't think he started in Seattle, obviously.
Oh, fine. I got the.
Find it. Connor Geeky Trivia Day.
No, it's Morgan Geeky, isn't it?
Morgan. Oh, Connor's the good prospect.
Yeah. He came from Carolina. You're right.
Oh, he's 1 for 1 on the day. We're going to have a great day.
No. Hold on. He came from Seattle. He started.
He came from Seattle, but he started in Carolina.
Came from Seattle.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Can't give me anything right now, can you?
No.
I appreciate it. All right, let's get to some things. Montreal, Ottawa. Carlos calling it the game of the year. That's what he said. He's like, this is going to be no, he said the year. He said,
the night.
Yeah, of the decade.
I said this is the game of the night.
Yeah, 2 teams locked into playoff spots. Let's go. David Perron for a point, plus 130. That's what we got. New lines in Ottawa. Tkachuk is set to skate today. That's the news. But it will be his first skate. He's missed 5 games. It's tough to expect him to suit up. Ottawa plays Sunday versus Philadelphia, Tuesday versus Chicago, Thursday, Carolina to wrap up the season. Right now, that line is sitting Perron, Stützle, Batherson. Perron's on PP2, but if you stack that full line, $425, that is a big price versus, I believe what Sam Montembeault is confirmed. But Montreal, 6 wins in a row. Demidov likely when? Monday versus Chicago?
That's what most people are suggesting, but
What if he
would it
shows
be,
up Saturday night
I
versus
was
the
gonna say,
Leafs?
would it be completely out of, the realm to Saturday night, hockey night in Canada, Toronto, Montreal to make his debut? I
Awesome.
mean, that would be absolutely electric. Did you
Yeah.
see the spotlight that he got yesterday at the airport arriving? This guy's got like Messi stardom to him already.
Montreal fans are crazy. We'd be doing the same thing in Toronto too, but it's just so awesome.
Well, we
Guys like,
almost did it with Otani. The problem was he wasn't on that flight.
oh yeah, yeah. We set the standard for that. Shabbat and Sanderson doing well of late from Hall. Appreciate it. How would you handle Kachuk down? Like, there's a chance that he does play today, and that would kind of blow this up. So if you want to wait. I got it in the account already because I think that price goes down. But how would you handle Kachuk with the schedule up, with kind of these guys already locked into a playoff spot, and it doesn't really matter because they're not going to know who finishes. Like, do you want to finish 7? Do you want to finish 8? Or it doesn't matter?
The
A
most
healthy
important
Kachuk.
thing, the most important thing for anybody right now is the health of their players, especially if you're Ottawa and you've locked in a spot. I don't think it matters their opponent. I mean, the fact that they're in a playoff spot, they're going to play in the playoffs for the first time in 7 years. That's the celebration with the group. Everything else, you take what you can get. You don't want to be playing guys that are, have stuff lingering or laboring through stuff, because you don't want this dragging into the playoffs. Right now, it's about getting guys as healthy as you can, and you take whatever result comes with it. Obviously, being at home, like, who doesn't want to watch the Battle of Ontario? I think if you're Ottawa, you want Toronto because you were 3-0 against them this year. You have their number. You feel like you can beat them in a series. Not just that, just the demons that Toronto has to overcome every year come playoffs time. That's what teams will use as, bulletin board material, or they'll use that as strategy, or, use that as something that they could chirp other players with. So it's real. And I think if you're Ottawa, you're just worried about health right now.
And the consolation is Washington, which isn't a bad spot in terms of where they are in goaltending, and maybe not the most worrisome number 1 seed in the conference. Let's be honest. We'll get to that in a bit. So hopefully Kachuk stays out. Some of the chat says Elliot Freeman said Monday, but it also depends on the U.S. Embassy trying to figure out the visa stuff. Always a tough spot. But Saturday night, out of nowhere, like, he comes out like Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Ivan Drago.
Oh man, that'd be so awesome. But no, interesting game. We'll see how it goes. Just the Perron play for now. There's just not a ton of value with Montreal. They're so top heavy. You just pretty much have to stack the top line, and it will probably be Allmark, I'm guessing, in net. Pittsburgh, New Jersey minus 205, total sitting at 6. Koivunen for a point. Koivunen for a point, plus 110. You know who he's playing with?
Crosby?
Yes, sir. He's moved up to the top line with Crosby and Rust. Also PP1 correlated. Let's go. So we get a point there. New Jersey just gave up a touchdown to Boston. Markstrom's went from shutout to 7 straight goals. Probably an Allen start. And on the other side, we're going to go Mercer-Meyer, my favorite combo, plus 230 for a second line PP1 correlation that's usually about plus 200. So a little value there in terms of the number. But even at 200, I still like it. Pittsburgh, the 3rd worst goals against since the restart. They've been in some shootouts. And Sidney Crosby just continues to impress. I mean, you were on your show today talking about him throwing the ball through the world's biggest hole. Oh my God, he made it. You're like,
right? Am I wrong by saying that?
I love Pat McAfee, but he's kind of cringy around hockey guys because he doesn't get the same thing out of hockey players as he does other athletes.
Yeah, football players and basketball players for sure.
He's not as humble, that's for sure. All right, this is it. I dropped it on my Instagram the other day, which I think is the best format. If you finish first in the division or first in the conference, you get to choose your opponent. It just adds an element.
Like, no matter what, wild card, anybody, you get to choose your opponent.
Anybody, right? Number 2 could be banged up, right? And you want to maybe face them. I think that's the coolest thing.
I agree.
If you're in the East, go from easiest path of victory to most difficult. So the question is, New Jersey, Ottawa, or Montreal?
Oh, New Jersey, hands down.
Ah, poor New Jersey.
Hands down. I mean, but look, it's again, you talked about injuries. No Jack Hughes, no Dougie Hamilton, a team that has been
Bad coach.
through a lot of adversity. A coach, look, I'm a big Sheldon Keefe fan, but he's a coach that has some playoff demons, right? So I would choose them over Montreal, who's playing some of their best hockey, one of the hottest teams in the league. I would choose them over Ottawa, who's got that, young hunger to be a playoff team, and they've got a great goaltender. So, yeah, I would choose New Jersey.
Okay, New Jersey, then. New Jersey 8. 7?
7, probably. Yeah, you'd probably go Montreal, Ottawa.
Which one? You got
Montreal.
Montreal, then Ottawa.
Yeah. Carolina.
Yep.
Actually, the health status of Logan Thompson is so crucial for the
You're
Washington
going to go
Capitals.
president down to number 6? You're going to go 1 to 6?
Buddy, do you see how many goals Washington's giving up since
Yeah.
Logan Thompson left? That's a significant loss. You're going to ride a playoff run with Charlie Lindgren as your goalie? I don't know, man.
Okay.
I go
That's
Washington.
a good point. Carolina's well coached. They know how
Yeah.
to get there. They have the experience.
Yeah. Carolina finds a way.
Carolina or Toronto? Who's your pick to play first?
Carolina.
Nice. And Tampa Bay, and then Toronto, Tampa Bay, Florida.
Right. Toronto's a really good team. I think people get nervous about playing against that type of talent. I think when you're playing Toronto, you're banking on the playoff failures.
The media.
Yeah. So
you.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, you. What you're going to say on Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning on the radio. San Jose, Edmonton. McDavid's back, if you didn't notice. I think he picked up a 3-pack of apples in his first game back.
He needs 7 points in his next 4 games to get 100. I think the only time McDavid hasn't had 100 was his first year in the NHL.
Well, he's playing San Jose, who's given up more goals than any other team per game since the restart. But Jeffrey Skinner for a point at -110. Carolina is going to beat Washington in 5.
In the conference final?
I'm trying to figure out where that is. Yeah. Is that
Or
your conference final, Andy?
That's second round.
Sorry, second round, yes.
I think Washington could lose in the first round if they play Montreal or Ottawa.
Be a grind. It could be a 7-game
I said this on my show today. I said Montreal or Ottawa, whoever gets into the Metro Division bracket has a chance to go to the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Has a better chance to go to the conference finals than the Maple Leafs do.
If you can pick any team, you're probably picking Winnipeg ahead of everybody in the East. You're probably taking Dallas ahead of everybody in the East, Vegas in front of everybody in the East, and maybe even Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah, the West is a dangerous place, and the East could be wide open with these teams right now, especially with Demidov just sparking some excitement. That's got to be exciting for you to do the games.
Oh, is it ever? Well, I got to wait till next year now.
Oh, you don't have any games?
No games left. No Montreal games left. We did it last week. Yeah.
All right, Skinner for a point, -110, playing line 1 with Connor Brown and Connor McDavid, and PP1. Beautiful price. Love it. Connor McDavid for 2 assists at +140. Also something I was very tempted to put in there. You just see it. And I think you were talking about the MVP today.
Kyle Hellebuck.
No. No.
Yeah.
Boog says Josh looks like he's about to churn some butter while listening to wind chimes. I think that's yeah. No, so that's what I think. Whoever's healthy in Edmonton is the most valuable player. When Draisaitl's there, McDavid isn't. He's the most valuable player there.
That's
when
true.
McDavid's healthy, that team's just not good without him. Kings would breeze through the Metro intro. Everybody, I think
100%.
St. Louis could breeze through the Metro.
Yeah.
Minnesota with everybody back now, and that will be the other game. I don't have anything in that last game, but I mean, Fleury was the collapse. It's going to be Gustafsson. How do you see the Calgary game? Is Dustin Wolf kind of wearing down here down the stretch? They've asked a lot out of him.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. This is the playoff game for the Calgary Flames, right? So they gotta make sure that they get it tonight to keep it alive. So we'll see what type of effort they bring.
No OT for the Flames. But that's what we got cracking today and Friday. I'll drop some stacks later today. Appreciate everybody there in the chat. We are out Friday. Have a great weekend, Masters weekend. NHL Puck Props presented by Sports Interaction on Covers. See you back here next week.